This podcast is made possible by the listener members of Nashville Public Radio.
This is the Nashvillager Podcast. It's November 28th, 2024, and I'm Rachel Iacovone. Happy Thanksgiving! You're listening to a special holiday edition of the Nashvillager Podcast from Nashville Public Radio, WPLN News. You know, most people see their coworkers more than the people they live with. This feels especially true for me on busy news days, like Election Day, which I hope doesn't come up too much at your Thanksgiving table. But those chaotic, long hours are a good reminder that I've lucked out in this Nashville Public Radio family. WPLN is definitely the relative that's ringing your doorbell right on the dot as you're still bustling about the kitchen trying to track down all the serving utensils. Meanwhile, WNXP is the cool cousin who all the kids in the family are hoping will invite them on the walk to escape the grown-ups' tension later in the night. Our development team, who handles all the fund drives and member relations, is an eldest daughter in the family who arrives with a vegan casserole in hand because she heard one of the cousins recently went plant-based. You had no idea. Leadership, like our CEO and VPs, are the proud grandparents who are both happy they are no longer in charge of the turkey and just to see everyone under one roof. By this math, I think the Nashvillager podcast and newsletter are twin toddlers being gleefully passed around from relative to relative throughout the night. I say all this to give you a seat at our table for one of our favorite family traditions, giving you listeners a peek into what we're listening to. It's the 7th one already, somehow, of these annual podcast playlists, and this year serves up 11 hours of audio ranging from main dishes to sides. Some of the newsroom folks recommended exactly what you might expect. Hard news series looking into topics ranging from incarceration to sex testing in the Olympic Games. Here's a snippet of the latter from CBC Canada and NPR's embedded series, Tested.
When the men of the Olympics created a women's category, they did not, in fact, solve their problems. They only created new ones. Here's the thing. If you're going to insist on having men's sports and women's sports, you have to know who's who. You have to have a way of separating the sexes. The men thought this would be easy, but almost immediately, some of the athletes who showed up to compete did not fit their notions of what a woman should be. They were too strong, too fast, too competitive. Some men questioned whether they were really women at all.
That was WPLN editor Miriam Kramer's pick for favorite podcast of the year. Meanwhile, your usual host, Nina Cardona, chose a real roller coaster of a topic.
Here is Rebecca Lumiansky, a former AGVA, recounting the tale of an Aladdin who committed a little too hard to his character.
My very first theme park job at Disneyland, called Comedy 911. It was an improv group that was put together to entertain people waiting in line when they opened up the Indiana Jones attraction. And we were interacting with the Aladdin, and he decided that as part of his gag, he was going to start stealing fruit off the fruit cart.
That was a clip from episode 3 of Keys to the Kingdom, hosted by 2 former Disney park staffers. The range of suggestions only expands from there, but you don't have to take my word for it. You can find the full playlist now on our website, WPLN.org. As you're listening right now, I like to imagine you are still in your pajamas, about to turn on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and drinking a mug of coffee so large it's closer to a soup bowl. Well, at least that's what's happening in my household. Outside of the TV set portrayal, where we all agree upon turkey and stuffing on our tables, we all have these micro-traditions, like how my mom won't let us start food prep until she's waved to Santa at the end of the parade. This is Nashville's producers got to talking about these unique observances and decided to open up the phone lines to hear from you. This segment is kind of co-hosted by Khalil Ekalona and guest Jude Mason, who we borrowed from WNXP for the holiday she did not grow up with in England.
Kathy Link left us a voicemail to say they celebrate with family and friends the night before on Thanksgiving Eve. Let's listen.
This is Kathy Link and Kirby Pate, and our family does something very non-traditional for Thanksgiving. We have a large family that's a blended family, and we invite all of our family members and friends for Thanksgiving Eve, the Link Pate dinner and a movie. So we take everybody out to eat for a very non-traditional meal, and we pick a movie, and we all go see a movie. And that's what we do for our Thanksgiving.
Thank you for calling in, Kathy. Jude, do you have a particular, do you and your family have any particular Thanksgiving traditions now?
We do. We go up to my husband's family in Illinois, and it is the one time of the year when the whole family gets together, and I absolutely love it. And it's pretty traditional in terms of pajamas and watching the parade, and particularly with my daughter is really into musical theatre, so if there's ever, they often have Broadway people coming in, and she's really excited for that. Football, people falling asleep in the middle of the afternoon, which is really good. We don't shop as a rule. We don't go to the movies as a rule, even though we have done before. But I think Thanksgiving is great because it's less of the pressure of Christmas.
Yes.
And because it is non-religious, my mother-in-law is Jewish. So actually there's been sometimes when Thanksgiving and Hanukkah have crossed over, and then we've been able to kind of celebrate them all together. And that has been just wonderful. We kind of a whole kind of Thanksmaker.
Uh-huh. Now your kids are part American, part British.
Yes.
I wonder if July 4th is a tough day for them.
No, not at all.
Okay, awesome.
I wear my T-shirt that says Happy 4th of July, Ungrateful Colonials, and they just enjoy the fireworks. It's all fine.
Awesome. Okay, we got a caller. We got Lauren in Nashville. Lauren, thank you for calling. What are your interesting Thanksgiving traditions?
Well, we do the normal stuff, like turkey and pies and all that. But after Thanksgiving every year, we watch Christmas Vacation, and we have watched that every single year since 1989.
Wow.
So
you know the entire, all the words in the script, huh?
Oh, yes. Plenty of times I've seen that. But we don't really go shopping either, but I'll tell you what, we will not miss Christmas Vacation. And we usually put the Christmas tree up, too.
That's so awesome. What's your favorite dish?
Oh, goodness. I mean, it has to be my uncle, when he bakes pies, he makes amazing pies. It doesn't have to be like pecan pie from my uncle.
Ooh, pecan pie. Hey, well, Lauren's uncle, you can find the address to Nashville Public Radio.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We will definitely take that. Lauren, happy Thanksgiving to you, and thank you for calling, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Now, we had another voicemail. Albert in Portland, Tennessee, left us a message about spending quality time with an ex-spouse this year. Let's hear it.
I am Albert Tivis in Portland, Tennessee. I'm going to spend Thanksgiving Day with my ex-spouse who has gone into dementia. She now lives in a comfortable care facility just outside Savannah, Georgia, and I have to push myself to keep up with her when she's walking. She's that healthy. But she still has many happy memories of the past, and it should be a good day.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Albert. That's sweet, isn't it?
That's really sweet. I love that.
Yeah. A couple years ago during the pandemic, my housemates and I decided we did not want to cook at all. So instead of the turkey and everything, we got some pretty nice quality steaks from Whole Foods and did that. Had a steak dinner. That sounds the best.
And I think that's the thing about Thanksgiving. It doesn't really matter what you eat. It's about being together.
Yeah.
And that it is unique in holidays. It's about celebrating each other. It's about being grateful, originally obviously for harvest and for agricultural stuff, but now people take it as being grateful for what we have in our lives, for food, for friends, for families, for health, and absent friends, like people who aren't there, who haven't been there before. And I think as long as you gather together, put your phone down, enjoy, lean into each other, it can be a magical time.
It can be a truly magical time.
That was just a taste of the show. You can hear more unique traditions in the full episode at thisisnashville.org or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks so much for listening, and happy Thanksgiving. On Monday, we'll be back in your feed with the latest stories from our newsroom.